think so.
And it's red?
It's red now.
Welcome everybody. I'm excited because today we are going to be looking at the past volunteer recruiting history for the purpose of seeing what has actually worked, what has been functional for recruiting past volunteers, and to give us a little bit more of an insight of seeing what worked, document that. Let's create a system around recruiting other volunteers and collaborating with other young people, and then let's scale that. Then once we have a system, we can delegate that, we can empower others and train people on that, and then we can scale that system that we have for recruiting volunteers, which is a fundamental skill of ministry. And what I want to do in this video is to, in this conversation, is to go through basically a recruiting class, looking at past examples to see what has happened. And I made a list of a few people that come to mind, and we're just going to go through their experience, and we're going to be noticing what are some similarities that each of these people had in place before they started to attend. Who would you like to start with first, ma'am?
What about Victoria?
Victoria?
Mm-hmm. Wasn't she one of the first ones?
First one? She started working with us in like 2017, but we had volunteers back in
I remember when we were at the camp meeting.
Let's go back to 2014.
Elisa was with us.
We can put down Elisa. Remember 2014? Elisa, okay. There I thought that running a ministry would be fine and well. I just want to preach the gospel, started recording some videos, going live, and then it was, there was a lot. I was like a one-man army, just doing a whole bunch of different things. And then you were over there telling me like, Enoch, you gotta delegate, you gotta bring other people, and you need to have a team. You're like going Jethro on me, and I'm like, yeah, it's like, that would be nice, but how am I going to do that? I didn't know how to delegate. I didn't know how to involve people. I'm like, all the files are on my computer and all this stuff, like the way that I'm working, it's just like, who knows how to do what I'm doing? And it just didn't make any sense. I didn't get how other people could be trained. But you're like, it needs to be done. And you pleaded with me for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I'm willing. I just don't know what to do. But it wasn't until you're like, okay, let's create a form. Just, if we create a form, then at least people can volunteer. And then we can get to know them. We didn't know what to put on the form, but you like asking questions, so you gave some suggestions to put up there, and it's kind of nice. On that form, we identified like what kind of area were they interested in, and then we can get a better idea of kind of what skills they had and what we needed. And really, I was praying for a video editor. I was praying for a video editor for years, but I wasn't really able to find one quite through that experience. But hey, it is what it is. So that form was the first step that we did to really finding volunteers for the first time in our life, and that really made a big difference, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. First work. Early responsibility.
Didn't we get somebody who did do video editing?
Who?
I don't remember who it was. Somebody did it though.
I don't remember anyone doing that.
And then we were making DVDs too.
Yeah, that's what Jesus was on here. Let's look at the people that really produced well, the people that did things for a while. Something that happened 2014, I remember the church was a really good place to find people who could help, because we were making DVDs, we were sending them out to people. We did a free DVD offer. Anyone who would request, we'd send them out to them. But then, like, when I would travel, it would be hard to maintain that. And I remember for prayer meeting, one day we were doing DVDs, and then some church members came over, this family, and then they were helping and participating. They saw the need, and they're like, one guy offered to donate some sleeves so that we could ship them out, and then Brother Jesus, he was like, I could help ship them, because it was like he had more people requesting and not enough to send out. It's like, yeah, so that was interesting. We didn't actually. Oh, he was not. So he wasn't actually personally invited. He offered.
That's nice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And his early responsibility was.
Jill worked with us.
Yeah, that's right. But what was his early responsibility?
Well, we set him up with a bunch of DVDs, and then he,
So DVD fulfillment.
yeah.
That's pretty much what we did. We went over to his house, set him up. We did that with Trello. Using Trello, we worked with him to accomplish certain things.
I did labels and stuff.
Yeah, he did labels and he shipped them out. He did really good. We would just add on there every time someone wanted a DVD, told them which ones, and he would just ship them out to people, and he stored it in his garage. And he came from the local church.
I remember the Mandigos getting us a DVD copier.
Duplicator, yeah. I remember that
That
too.
was nice.
That was a huge blessing.
People donating to us made it possible.
Yep, and but we want to stay focused on one person, carry him through. It helps if you could see this.
I thought it might help if I.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
If you could see the things, what we want to identify were what are some common themes that we see that people have helped with over the years, that they've contributed with. Jesus he was faithful. He was pretty consistent. Another person we could look at, let's look at Elisa. So Elisa was from France, and she originally heard because her mother watched my videos on Facebook that I posted. She saw that, and she was really encouraged. And I guess she had her daughter create a Facebook account because I was young, speaking the gospel, and then she wanted her daughter to have Christian friends or whatever. And so she ended up watching. She was watching what we had, and then I started talking with Elisa, and then I told her that she attended. I told her that we had a in-person training, or that we were starting a school. Elisa actually, before she came here, she attended. She joined our online group Bible study, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel too.
What was that?
Daniel also.
Who?
Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did.
No, I'm saying Daniel. He did a Bible studies with you first too.
Can you put that on here? Do you see Daniel?
No.
Okay. You put that on here. So Daniel joins. Elisa filled out a volunteer form, and her early responsibility, what she was doing, she was transcribing and translating. That's what she was doing, transcribing.
What's his last name? Oh, it starts with the B. Huh?
Translating. That's really the first thing. And Christina actually started with transcribing, and
we were trying to do the publication too.
Quote cards. Huh?
We were trying to do the publication too.
Publishing work?
Mm-hmm.
With Elisa?
Just Christina. We were just talking about Christina. She was helping us at that camp meeting.
We were doing publishing at a camp meeting. with
Up at the
Christina.
top apartment. We were.
Oh, but the first time we met Christina was like 2015, and that's what I'm referring to. 2015. So that was at a camp meeting, though.
Yeah.
So the event was that was at a camp meeting. She was a young person over there, and she had a ministry.
Was Jill a one-on-one Bible study too?
Um,
How'd you meet Jill?
Hold on, we're still talking about Christina. Now, what do you call the local schools? So we did schools, we did in-person training, live events, or like when we hosted a training that people came and flew out to come and to be trained and equipped. What do you call that?
People come to be trained and equipped?
Yeah, do you see the attended section?
Attended?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
What do you call that? Like where they attended, like I'm thinking about like a school, because we had the school in Oregon, we had the school in California, we had the school here. But not just training. What kind of, like, that was like
Specialized?
in-person training, that was local training, that was school, that was missionary training school. Well, I'll call it missionary training school.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because she attended the missionary training school. That was quite the sacrifice. But before that, she started as she started with transcribing and quote cards, graphic design. That was very, very simple stuff that she did. And then, and she was personally invited. She was requested if she could help get involved with transcribing. We started her off with Amara. I don't think she really watched our videos, and she wasn't too much a part of an online fellowship. This is kind of interesting, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing where the people came from. Kathy, she watched our content. She watched our DVDs. She received our DVDs. She wasn't a part of online fellowship. No, she didn't really invited. She invited us.
Oh yeah, that's funny, huh?
Yeah. And then early responsibility. She didn't really have an early responsibility.
Yeah, but we went out there to help them.
Yeah. It's
We reached
interesting.
out to them, to
So
help them.
Renelle started. One of the
What?
first things that she did was quote cards.
Did you meet her one-on-one? In Bible study?
No, I don't think I did Bible studies with her one-on-one.
Oh.
Online group Bible studies. I introduced her to people. I definitely, maybe we could say messenger chats. We definitely connected her through messenger chats. She watched some videos, I think. I know her dad did.
I know she did.
She filled out a volunteer. She really wanted fellowship with people. Events, guest speaking, camp meeting. I met her dad online.
We should have a list here for fellowship too.
What do you mean?
Just that they really wanted fellowship.
Like their motive for joining?
Yeah.
Okay. Motive.
Because that really drives a lot of the young ones.
Oops. So then,
That drove you too.
yeah, Christina wanted training.
And she wanted fellowship.
Christina?
Uh-huh.
She had a lot of fellowship where she was. I don't know.
She likes fellowship.
She wanted training and work for God.
Fellowship she had with seemed like older people.
She really enjoyed her fellowship. I don't think she was really lacking that. She wanted to work for God for sure. And Michael, we did 101 online group Bible studies, and he definitely viewed the contents.
He's hungry.
He was hungry. He wanted to work for God, wanted training and fellowship, the events. He attended a camp meeting up in, before coming out to Oregon, he attended a camp meeting in Spokane. And from Spokane he came out. So that was good. And he was personally invited. Early responsibilities. He was really like a Bible worker. He started off as a Bible worker in Oregon. But I'm trying to think if there was anything else that he did.
He's got a big heart.
And he attended missionary training school. And did he have a prior ministry? No, I don't think so. Conran's interesting. He came through family worship. He viewed some content before, and his motive was,
Wanted growing one fellowship.
I think country living is a good motive.
He wanted to grow.
He wanted to work for God. He wanted training.
Well,
I don't think he so much wanted fellowship. He wanted one Christian friend.
no.
An event. An event. Guest speaking. Another church. Home church.
You didn't put the wolves on there.
Another church, yeah. I know. What was Kamran's early responsibility? I don't remember.
I thought we were trying to get him to overcome his shyness.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily like a. I don't know if that's quite something else though.
He sure does do a whole lot now.
Online fellowship?
Yeah, didn't he do some of the
Salvador?
didn't he do some of the editing?
With Salvador?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I think with Salvador, I was like training him to do video editing so he can help.
Uh-huh.
But as soon as he learned how to edit videos, he started editing his own sermons.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
I don't think he really did too much.
Yeah, he was really
Vlogs.
into social media.
It was really interesting. And he taught me how to use social media, Facebook
Yeah.
for evangelism. So he's definitely involved in group chats. I don't think he was involved in group Bible studies. I didn't study with him. Definitely filled out a volunteer form. He was personally invited. What was his early responsibility, though?
Well, he was going to do editing.
No, that's not what he did, though.
I know. Well, he kind of took off after that.
No, he didn't. He was around for about a year
I know, doing his own thing.
before he left. He wasn't so much doing his own thing the whole time.
He was working with Ernie.
No, that was just before he left. I'm talking
Yeah.
about when he first got here. Early responsibility. He really helped with getting me scheduled to speak.
Really?
Yep.
To speak where?
He's the reason why I went down to Porterville to speak in the first place. He was an elder at the church where Alita's and Maria, who's
Oh.
joining us with family worship.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Yeah, he got me to speak over there and to for me to speak over in Strathmore, where I did my first evangelistic series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Salvador really had a burden to help me get speaking engagements. Maybe I'll just say that, get speaking engagements. I think I spelled speaking engagement. Engagements.
That's all right.
They don't like the way that I spelled engagements, I don't think.
Oh,
I don't know how else to spell it. Okay,
what was the
so
search for?
he had a prior ministry, Plain Upon Tables. Okay, Andrew Mossman. So Andrew's an interesting
I liked
guy.
him.
I actually met him from a volunteer form. He watched my content. I think that's the first step. He watched my content, and then he volunteered. I followed up with him, and he was like, wow, that was fast. He edited, was he a part of, yeah, he was part of 101 Bible Studies. And then, I think his motive was working for God and country living. He attended a camp meeting. I invited him to a camp meeting personally. Told him the camp meeting was taking place. His early responsibility, what was his early responsibility? I think he was supposed to be a video editor and he never did that. He was supposed to. I was asking him to do something. He was willing, but he did not. I think he proofread stuff. He attended the missionary training school. Did not have a prior ministry. Sandra watched the content. Sandra signed the volunteer form, and she was part of the online group Bible studies. And her motive, she wanted to work for God.
I'm gonna look something up. Can't remember what it was.
And she, how did I meet her?
You met her through Johanna.
Yeah, definitely through Johanna, but how did I meet Johanna? She just
At the
watched my
airport,
videos,
didn't
I
you?
think. No, she worked at the airport.
Oh, didn't you meet her at the airport?
She watched my videos. Johanna watched my videos.
Didn't you
She
go down
could-
to LA and
That's it. Johanna found my content on YouTube. She signed up for a volunteer form. I followed up with her. And my first conversation with Johanna was the volunteer form. I was following up on the volunteer form. And she was the most skilled individual that's ever filled out our form before. And I was like, whoa, who is this person? So I called her up and be like, hey, what's going on? She taught me about SOPs, standard operating procedures. That was early. She was one of the first volunteers. That was like 2014, 15, where you were telling me you need to delegate, you need to develop a team, you need to enlist other people. And I was like, how? I'm willing, I just don't know how. And then she was like, look, you're doing way too much. You shouldn't be doing that. This is what you need. You need SOPs. I'm like, what is that? She's like, standard operating procedures. You need to document how to do these things. And I was like, I'm listening. What do you mean? And I had no idea what an SOP looked like. So I was just like, and I just start going to work on what's an SOP, but I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. That was crazy. I remember.
And then I remember she donated a plane ticket for you.
Sandra did.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Isn't that who we're talking about?
No, I was
Oh,
talking
she
about
got
Johanna.
What? I know, but the first question was
Mhm.
talking about Sandra, how she got
Okay.
in.
But if we're talking about Joanna and you just say she, it's
Oh,
a hard
sorry.
shift.
Okay.
But
that
yes,
was-
Sandra donated a plane ticket for sure.
Because of Johanna.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And Joanna wanted training.
And then quickly they came.
She wanted to work for God. The event, I didn't really meet her at another event. I invited her personally. Her early responsibility, what was Joanna doing?
She did the website.
But was that wasn't her first responsibility. She was proofreading. That's what she did. She was a proofreader, writer. She edited the stuff that we did. That was her early responsibility. And she gave me a lot of counsel on how to organize a team. She knew how to lead teams.
So did
training school.
Sandra.
Yep, Sandra sure knew how to tell me what I was doing wrong.
Feedback. It's good.
Sandra was a proofreader and a writer. She kind of tagged along with her
She loved
friend.
Yeah, she loved Johanna.
And events. I didn't really meet her at another event.
Yeah, she just kind of came with Johanna.
So maybe what do we call it when like if we had a column for who they're connected to or how we refer to them, referred by or connected by? Should we say connected by?
Yeah.
Connected by. And I'm just leave that open. So I'm gonna go back. Let me go back how we met. How I met Joanna. Connected by content viewer. Connected by Johanna's friend. Andrew was a content viewer. Salvador, really, he viewed my content. He found my content
he
and
liked you a
befriended me.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he watched a lot of my videos.
He was very happy to come work with you.
He was.
Yeah.
And Kamran, we met
At church?
Mother's Son. So that Mother's Son.
Yeah, that's kind of like Renell, huh?
Yeah, it's just like Renell. Content viewer slash mutual friend. Renell,
Father?
daughter of a father who watched our content. And then Kathy,
Content.
local church member, sent Kathy and her husband DVDs. Content viewer. Christina, met her at a camp meeting
I remember when
was
she came.
guest speaking at. Victoria, met her at a camp meeting I was speaking at. Elisa,
At the camp meeting?
Elisa's mother
Oh.
watched my
Videos.
videos.
A lot of mothers connected with their kids.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that.
Yeah.
And then Kayla's not on here, so we put Kayla on here. And Kayla's mother watched my videos. And then Daniel. Let's go to Jill. Jill, she was a content viewer.
Definitely.
And then Jesus attended the same local church as me. And then Daniel. What's our connection with Daniel? Because really, we're connected to Daniel because...
Because you went to his church?
No, because our pastor knew his parents for a long time. And so our pastor kind of introduced us to his family.
Where at?
Where?
Online or at a church? Or?
No, I spoke at his church. That's what happened. Oh, his dad watched my content because Salvador shared with Daniel's dad, and Danny's dad watched my content, and Danny's dad scheduled me to speak at his church. Daniel's dad is the reason I went to California when I was 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, Salvador shared
That's a long story there.
his videos with
His dad?
Daniel's dad. Daniel's dad is the reason went on
Daniel's
his
dad
first
got to
speaking tour to California when he was 19 years old. Daniel at a church, speaking at a church in Lancaster. That's the same thing with Crystal Washington. Tierra? I think what's going on with Tierra? Tierra. Oh yeah, Tierra. Tierra.
Did she work for you though?
She was a student at the school.
So was Spencer DeReeves.
Met her dad. Yeah.
Who else was there?
Spencer, he was, it's true. Can you put Spencer on there?
Yeah.
She wanted training.
Who else was at that school? What about that one lady with the little girls that lived downstairs or upstairs? They lived downstairs. She had 2 little girls and a boy. I don't think the boy lived with them. Do you know who I'm talking about? I saw a picture of her the other day. I think her baby's name was Layla or something like that.
Oh, Leilani?
Yeah.
Yeah, Melody.
Melody. Her? You want me to put her on there?
Yes, please.
What's her last name?
F.
Fraser?
F.
Who else was at that class? Think of the kids that stood up and did their first.
Who's at the class?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know a lot of the students who are there, but
do you want them on this form?
I mean, we could put Jose on there.
What's his last name?
Jose T. Trying to think. And we already got Christina.
Well, Michael was there.
Yep.
And Kayla. How many students did you have?
Marina B.
Do you want me to put her on there?
Yeah, Marina B. I don't know how I met Melody, but I know she filled out a volunteer form. Groups, Bible studies? Nope. She didn't do any of that. She wanted training, country living, work for God. Events. I think I met her at a camp meeting.
Was her husband a pastor?
No. I met her there. I invited her.
She's a teacher.
No, she isn't. You talking about Melody?
Oh, no, not Melody. I was thinking of Tiara's mom.
Yeah, Crystal.
Crystal, yeah.
But what was Melody's early responsibility? See, the thing about Melody is, Melody said that she had like a lot of time to help. She didn't end up helping very much at all.
Well, she could.
No, I'm talking about Melody didn't cook. She had a lot of health challenges and dietary needs, and she didn't cook for them. Star cooked for her.
I remember being there and they made a cake or something, or tortillas or something. They used one of those white tables to make something.
She might have cooked for like a group thing where everybody was cooking, but she wasn't really cooking. That wasn't her responsibility. She consistently did. We were all on a rotation. We contributed, but she wasn't like a cook.
How'd you meet the boys?
That's not have anything to do with this conversation. She was. I don't think she was part of this online study group.
Okay. Should we take her off?
Who?
Melody?
No.
Or leave her on?
Look,
okay.
There's a bunch of stuff that's on here.
Mm-hmm.
So she watched the videos. I remember her filling out the form. Jose, I met from. He wanted to work for the God.
Should I put Candace on there?
I think I met Jose at a camp meeting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at a camp meeting. Candace gave her? Yeah. We do that. He was invited to come. What did Jose do?
Wasn't Jose into internet stuff?
Yeah, but what did he do?
Not sure.
I think he did web development.
Yeah.
And then she was. How did I meet Candace?
Probably at a dentist's office. No, I'm just kidding.
I know she watched our videos. She filled out a form. She didn't go to our group chats. I really don't know why. I think country living was her motive. Camp meeting? Guest speaking. It was probably a camp meeting. Let's say that.
I would say so.
And I think she got involved at a booth.
She really hands out a lot of, she sends out your stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You know.
Can we just get her? Oh! That's right. That's what happened. Canvasser. You're exactly right. That's what it was. So, met her at a camp meeting, gave her, we gave her?
Bunch of DVDs.
Over 100 DVDs. Over 100 DVDs. She passed them all out
I can't
quickly.
believe how fast she passed those
So
out.
we kept sending her boxes of DVDs to give out to people. That's how we developed our relationship with her.
There was somebody who came to the camp meeting. It was a girl, and she wanted to pass out DVDs, and she was like scooping them all up, and I was worried about it. Remember?
The little girl?
And you said, no, young though, like in her 20s, And you said, don't worry about it because she's going to hand them all out. I don't remember who it was.
Really?
Yeah. She's on our list though. You know that list of names we have on that we took. We were collecting people's
Oh, the
names.
mailing list?
Yeah. Oh, and the who did the newsletter? Who put that together?
I think me and Joanna did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Joanna knew how to do all the formatting.
That was good.
She did graphic design and stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
What a skill.
Yeah. Oh, Rebecca. Rebecca's good.
Oh yeah.
And Nikisha.
And Kim.
Nikki. Rebecca B. Kim H. Who's currently, we got Bramilda.
Diana worked a little bit.
Who?
Diana.
Your
For a
sister?
minute, yeah.
What did she do?
She proofread some
She proofread something?
in some of your content.
Wow. So I'm going to look at this form here. Now that we're slowing down, I'm going to look at here. And this is very interesting concepts. So we got Larry, who still watches our videos. We've got Denise, Sherilyn, Marina, Melody, Renee. Oh, Renee helped. Andrew.
Did
yeah.
Gloria help ever?
Wellington. Gloria?
Or Mark?
I don't think so.
Mm.
Wow, that was early. 2015? January. Wow, he was one of the first.
Who?
He was one of the first people. He was the first person to sign our form. Right as soon as we launched the form, he's there. It's kind of
Oh, are you
interesting.
looking on that form?
Yeah, I'm looking at the volunteer responses. Oh, I don't think you should click it for the recording's sake.
Yeah.
But you can click it on the other screen if you want.
Is it in Trello?
No, we don't use Trello. We don't use Trello for anything.
I mean Notion?
Yeah. What did she do?
What's it called?
No, just get out of that. Click, it should be in the description. There's no description up there? Hover over stop. Hover over the title.
Up there?
No, down. You're skipping it. In between of where your mouse is going. Do you see the description? What's it say?
Show.
Oh, there you go. That's the link. There you go. Yeah, there's Daniel. There's quite a few people who... Oh, wow.
You could probably look at some past camp meetings and see people too. Oh, Kevin, wasn't Kevin doing something? He was studying with us, huh?
This is pretty
Wow.
cool.
Charmaine Wilson was way back then. I didn't know that. Oh, what happened? Something happened. I didn't do it because I
did.
Oh. Because I wasn't even touching anything. Okay.
Can you not say their last name?
Okay.
Wow, this is amazing. Wow, so many of these people came through YouTube from a video. Wow, so many of these people. I remember Ryan.
Oh.
Is this cool or what?
Yeah.
Wow. This is amazing.
Did Brenda help us?
I don't think so.
Brian helped pass out National Sunday Law books.
Yeah, it's a little different.
What about Josh? Did he help you?
Do you know how Rebecca joined us?
No.
From your
Watching videos.
first online church on YouTube
Oh, really?
in the announcements and just visiting the websites.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. She really likes Wow, it's 2017. This is amazing. This is like walking down memory lane here. So, she signed. How do we say that? She watched our videos. Wow.
Signed up through church. Church online.
No, it's not church online. It was online church. This is really cool.
Got a lot done, huh?
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Volunteer form.
Do we have other lists? Do we have like the list, the mailing list that we were sending DVDs out? Because some of those people ordered a lot of DVDs.
Do you have mailing lists? What?
That of the people we sent the DVDs to. Do you have a list like that? Because some of those people sent out a lot of DVDs.
What do you mean some of them sent out a lot of DVDs?
They would get DVDs and share them with people. See.
Early responsibility. What did she help with? I think it was quote cards. She had a prior ministry. Wow, how cool is that? I think Nikki's first responsibility was definitely watch the videos and the form. I think you did some one-on-one Bible study with her. She wanted to work for God. Never met her in person. Personally invited her. Her first was transcribing. This is pretty neat.
Yeah. Good night, nights, Nick.
You know what the conclusion of all this is?
What?
You know why we're doing this?
To see how we're recruiting people, how we're reaching out, what's our best recruitment tool out there right now.
Yes. So, partially. And also to recognize if these things have worked in the past, how could we document this, create a funnel, like a central contact roadmap? How can we create a roadmap that we are just intentional? Where are these people at on this stage? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful, is it not?
When we get, yeah, that'll be nice. A bruise. When we get enough workers helping us, we'll be able to, our volunteers will be able to get more things done, and then maybe they could I don't know. I like how we teach and how they help at the same time. I like that.
You do?
Yes, I do. I like that a lot. I like how they learn, how fast they learn, and how willing they are, and to watch the change. I love to see people change. They grow fast, don't they? In a short amount of time. Are you gonna put the wolves on there?
What?
Are you gonna put the wolves on there?
No.
You're volunteering. And everything. What about Patty?
Well, how can we do this? Can you fill out, no, not fill out. Can you look at the, what do you call it? The central contact. Oh, the volunteer. The volunteer central contact roadmap? Can I send this to you?
Yeah. Will I get on here?
Yeah, you can click on our chat. It's at the bottom. I sent it to you.
Okay.
You see this?
Yeah.
What were the sources that we met people? If you compare it to Notion, what we saw in Notion.
We meet some on Facebook and YouTube. Speaking engagements. We met on the roads on the telephone.
No, we met her through DVDs. So we met.
What about the Hammonds? They promote us.
What about guest speaking?
Where have you guest spoke at?
No, we're talking. Oh, speaking engagements. It's already there. Events that we held. There's no other source that people came from?
Do we get anybody from like Isogenics or celebration or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
GYC?
I don't think so. So churches could be one,
Yeah.
and I guess the website, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
It is.
And that's pretty much all the locations that we would find people, right?
I think so.
Would events be one?
Uh-huh.
Is events different than speaking engagements? Why?
Well, a speaking engagement is an event, but when you say events, we could be going to an event.
So then what
So
about
if we
instead
separated
of
it that way.
what about instead of churches, we call it attending events / churches?
Okay.
Now do we cover our
All the events.
basis?
Isn't a camp meeting an event too?
Yes. So it's covered in attending an event or speaking engagement. I'm either speaking at one or attending one.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Lonely nights.
All right. Well,
Love you.
thank you for that. I'm glad we were able to. I'm glad we were able to do that. That's very interesting.
I am too. Did you want me to turn this off or keep going? And talk to him?
I'm gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
No, this is good. I just want to say. Oh yeah, you can turn it off, but I would just want to end. I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope that this has given some clarity as far as how people have been able to attend and come and how we met people. And it's some of the conclusions that I'm coming through this experience is, first of all, attending events is really profitable. And the more events that we go to, we introduce to more people who introduce us to more people and other people. And these speaking engagements, however few they were, I mean, it's really profound the type of impact that has been made in this, because I remember, I did a lot more traveling before 2015 when we started missionary training school in Oregon, but by speaking at different locations, that was a really surefire way to be brought in front of different people, that speaking at these events, I really met a lot of connections that have later helped me as I follow up and built ways to keep in contact with others. It's amazing how big of an impact that has made. So I do see that speaking at more events would be good. And as I'm going through this, I begin to realize there's a lot of parents who referred us to youth. And I got a phone call tomorrow to go talk to a parent who's going to introduce me to some more youth too. So I think it helps me to prioritize that a lot more, to see how valuable it is. That truly, it just goes to show the Army of Youth is a co-laboring together of multi-generations using their talents for Christ, because it's not just inexperienced youth that are going to rightly train inexperienced youth. It is a co-laboring of all ages to be able to take the gospel to the world. So praise the Lord. I'm really glad that we're starting to get this out, and thank you very much for your time, Mom.
You're welcome.
You want to pray for us?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want me to stop this or pray?
You can pray and then stop it.
Dear Lord, please be with this video, that it reaches out to the people and teaches them the things that they need to learn. Please, Lord, help us to get more and more efficient at what we're doing, and we really want to do it the way Christ would do it if He was here. Help open our hearts and our minds to be able to see clearly what it is that You would have us to do. And we really want You to send angels to go with the things that we develop, and reach the hearts and the minds of the people who are going to be viewing our work that we put out there. Thank You so much, Lord, for trusting in us to do such a work. Please be with us always, and forever. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Mom.